Player 1. Chime. Player 2. Evecade. Level 1.
Well, I take it that Ollie has tipped out. So yeah, Ollie is. Welcome to the Evecade podcast. I don't know what happened there, but Ollie is with us. He just seemed to dip
he's
out.
having a trouser accident as we speak.
I'm having a live trouser accident.
I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, maybe.
Mate, neither was I.
Okay.
Neither was I.
There you go.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm up in London like Tim was last week, so just having a live trouser accident, as we said. Everything should return to normal as long as no one tries to ring me, which means, of course, someone's going to try and ring me now. I should have just not said anything, but
no, why did you say that?
Because that's just who I am. I like to make things difficult for myself. Anyhow, don't. He's probably already planning it. Evercade podcast. It's been a while, so I'm very excited. There's lots of stuff has happened in the last couple of months since I've been able to be on here with you chaps. So very, very excited indeed. So let's just go around and introduce the panel, unless you've already done that, in which case we're going to do it again. We have got Triangle Face Tim.
Good evening.
Good evening, good sir. We've got Matt Upton.
Evening all.
Hello. We have got Blunnoz.
Hello, everyone. I've done my usual. It's, membership has gone to Cray Sai, I reckon that is. But yeah, you have leveled up.
Happy days, mate. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Derek Sir Top and Hat. Good evening, Derek.
Eltham. Yeah, excited to be here. Yeah, and obviously to have Ollie back as well.
Isn't that nice? There is lots to be talking about. I'm going to apologise to anyone when stuff comes up on the screen. It's a very small screen for me. My eyesight is not what it used to be. So
I can do this bit for you if you want.
Look at that, Evercade Hunter. Or no, not even Evercade. It's the at symbol made it look like an E.
Cage Thunder has become a new member. Thank you. Nick Craddock is in the house. We've got Toxo. We've got James Barker. There's Cage Thunder. We have got Mr. Skippins.
Good evening, Nick.
Colin Brown. Mr. Newland. Who else we got on here? Dave Evercade. That's a new name. I haven't seen him before.
Hello,
Handmade Monk. We've got Morley in the house.
Morley.
We've got Peter Redwin. We've got Ross. Sheppy. Mytech. Adam. We've got Dan Upton, that's brother. That was a great present he bought. He won it for your birthday. The other one. Noam Armstrong 69. James Barker 2565. The Brewski, whatever his name is. Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll leave
it's
it.
Still
there.
doing the weird thing, isn't it? Where it's like it hasn't got people's like display names. It's got like their channel like extension.
Yeah.
So not everyone has got that. That's happened for a while now. That's a YouTube.
Yeah, it might be an update on StreamYard. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is
Mr.
it Taylor?
StreamYard or YouTube? Don't know.
So, Mr. Taylor, thank you. He has given us £1.99 as a super sticker, as always.
Super chat.
Thank you so much, my friend. Well, you are all incredibly welcome here. And as always, please keep along with your thoughts and discussions in the chat. Yeah, always good to hear from you all. So why break tradition? Why not just start with what are you playing? So, Tim, what are you playing?
Oh, to be honest, I've not really been playing much of anything because I've been sort of busy traveling recently. As you mentioned last show, I was away in a hotel. I am back home now, but I've been doing lots of traveling. And then this weekend, Blunders and I went to the Bristol Video Games Expo, which is absolute blast. We had a great time there. So got to see quite a few people as well. We saw Toxo there as well. So we said hi to Toxo, a few other people we bumped into throughout the day. But I didn't really get a chance to play many games because I was too busy mingling and talking to people. But I did play a couple of bits there. And then, of course, we were doing our hosting duties up on the stage. So that was really cool. But it did mean I haven't really played much. Even when traveling, I took my Steam Deck with me to the hotel, and I didn't even turn it on because by the time I got back to my hotel room, I was done in because it was a busy work day. But the Evercade cart that's still in my Evercade at the moment is which one is it? It's 2. It is Pico Interactive Collection 4. Sorry, it's not 2, it's Collection 4. And I was kind of building up to play Glover. So Glover is the only game on that cart I've not played. And I'm playing a bit more Target Renegade and Street Racer. And I will dedicate some time to Glover. I feel like Glover is going to be the tipping point of this cart, whether I feel it's a worthwhile cart to get or not. Because I would say the games are about 50-50. There are some good games on there, and there are some not so good games on there. So if Glover is good, then it's going to be a thumbs up. But if I don't like Glover, it's going to be a thumbs down. And
there might be a certain controller that comes out. Might make that
perhaps we'll talk about that later in the show. Okay.
It might help improve the Glover experience. That's for sure.
Indeed. You never know.
Excellent. Okay, Matt, what have you been playing?
Been playing quite a few games. I saw my brother who's in the chat. So we played. It's always better to play Evercade with 2 people, isn't it? Some of us, if you can. So we played some Batsagan Special Edition. Dan's a big shoe up fan, so we played some of that. It's good. Yeah, I've not played it. I don't actually have Turplan 3 or 4, and actually I gave Dan my Turplan 2. So we played that. Played some Knuckle Bash off Turplan 4, which was good. Beat 'em up. Good fun. It's always good fun to play beat 'em ups with friends as well. And then I have been playing Activision because I got an Activision Collection 1 cart. So I've been playing that. Pitfall, River Raid, Crackpots, Beam Rider, Enduro. Good games. So I'll probably have a little bit more to say about that in a bit. But all sorts. Played some Duke Advanced on the EXP. And it's a really good way to play Duke Advanced because it really feels, because it's obviously made for a handheld. So that was really good fun.
Duke Advanced. I know Derek was a big advocate of that game, and it really did take me quite by surprise. It's really, really good. It's a FPS Game Boy Advance game like that. That doesn't scream quality. If I'm totally honest, and yet somehow it manages to deliver on all fronts. So yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying that one.
So if anybody's got an EXP and you got Duke Collection 2, chuck in Duke Advance because the form factor. I love playing the Lynx games on the EXP as well. Any handheld games when you're playing them handheld. Obviously, we then don't have the screen size issue and all of that, and actually it's even better because the EXP screen or even a Super Pocket screen is way better than an old Game Boy screen or even a Game Gear or a Lynx or whatever. So, recommend that.
Good stuff. Blundoise, what have you been playing?
So people who jumped on my stream when all these carts were getting announced and leaked left, right, and centre will know because I unboxed it live. Turrican collection. So I just started. I've been playing this. I'll tell you what. We'll speak a bit more about it later because it's part. But I fucking love this. I thought it was really good. So yeah, that's the main thing I've been playing. I did still have the rare collection cart in here, but yes, I haven't really touched that because as soon as this one cut, I've been playing this. So yeah, I'll go back to me in a minute once we get there.
Get to that section. Nice. Derek, what have you been playing?
Well, a lot of gaming really over the last couple of weeks, but one thing I really did enjoy recently was a trip to a friend's house where we played the arcade version of Arabian. And when I came home, I was a little bit down. I thought, I haven't got the arcade version. But what I have got is the Sunsoft collection, and I've got Arabian on there, the NES version. Now, I've got to say, it's very, very very similar to the arcade. And actually, when you're having high score fun, it doesn't really matter too much graphically. It's more about paying attention, getting those scores up, collecting those bags of gold. And yeah, I've been having an enormous amount of fun on that game. I do go through fits and waves. Sometimes I want games that you can complete, or games that you want to do some platforming or discovering. And then there's other times when I go through sort of a high score phase and I want to play a lot of things like Asteroids, or as I say in this case, Arabian. And yeah, I've really been having a ball with that. So yeah, that's a very fun game. It's not that easy, but if people in the comments want to check it out, it is on Sunsoft Collection 1. And yeah, go ahead and give that a go, because honestly, it's tricky, but once you master it and you start to get through a couple of stages, honestly, you'll be really hooked. So yeah, it's a great way to spend a few evenings there on some high score fun.
Lovely stuff. I haven't had much time to do much of anything other than just live in London and be London now. So I'm really looking forward to the fact that my time in London is coming to an end. It's going to mean I have a bit more time at home, which of course means I get to do all the fun things like see family and hang out with my wife and kids and whatnot. But importantly, I will be able to play some more games. A couple of weeks ago, I did play a little bit more of Roadcraft. I'm very excited for that Game Boy port. I think it looks ridiculously fun, so I'm quite excited about that being a physical release. So it's kind of got me jazzed up to play Roadcraft again. Started getting really good at the runs on that for a while, and then just put it down, and then picking it back up again. It's not quite like riding a bike. I definitely feel like I need to sort of get a little bit more back into the motions again. But I thoroughly enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy that game. And once you do get a really good setting and a really good sit going, it's still unbeatable. Still, as we said last year, it was certainly was my favorite cut. So yeah, really looking forward to having a go on that on the Game Boy, and seeing what fun that brings. I am dead interested in the Turrican cart. So the fact that Blunners seems to have sold that incredibly well in that short space of time. When we get to talk about it later, I'm going to be really interested, because it is available on everything. But there's something about Turrican on a cart that just feels nice. So I'm going to be very interested to hear what Blunners has to say about it when we talk about it in a bit. So, new carts have released. Somebody hit me. What carts have we had released recently? It's been a lot. Oh, we're going to go straight to a visual. So, Activision 2.
Yes.
Someone is going to have to tell me what's on Activision 2, because as good as my my brain is, my eyesight is not that good, and it is very teeny tiny.
So we've got, let's see, it's 15 games. You get a decent amount of games on here. Pitfall 2. River Road boxing.
I mean, boxing inverted commas, isn't it?
Cosmic
Cosmic.
Computer. You got Dragster.
Okay. Hero. We can come back to Hero.
Moon Sweeper. Oink. Plaque Attack. Robot Tank and Sequest. Skiing.
And skiing. We're still going.
Skiing. Spider Fighter.
Fighter.
Stampede. There we go.
Okay. So that looks like a mixed bag. I'm sure some of it is going to be really, really cool. Hero is probably going to be worth the price of admission. There's a very particular YouTuber that does enjoy Hero quite a lot. Always has really good things to say about it. I have never actually played it, so this is a prime example on this. So, Tim, anything on here that really takes your fancy?
No, I think for me this is a little bit more before my time, or when I kind of got into games, so I don't have the nostalgia for these games.
Right.
That being said, some of them do look quite fun. Like when I looked at the still images of the car, I was like, "Oh, there's nothing on here that really interests me." But actually, now seeing a little video, which I've not seen yet, some of them do look like they might be quite fun games. But I think with these sorts of carts, you need to have the nostalgia for them. I don't know if you're necessarily going to pick them up if you've not played any of those before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not really my kind of cart, these ones, like the Activision ones and the Atari ones and that sort of thing. They're just a bit too old school for me.
Okay.
So yeah, just so you know, I
yeah.
clicked on the wrong cart. So this is the April carts that have been announced. So these are coming in April. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one.
Well, we can just flip it over, can't we? We'll do announce and then release.
Yeah, and I've just
So here we
changed
are,
it.
April carts, April carts,
There
and
you
the
go.
rare super pocket. So this will come in April. Matt, anything on this cart that really sort of grabs you?
Actually, I joined Blunner's live stream on there, and he was looking at these carts, and I joined, and I said, actually, I pre-ordered them almost straight away, both carts, because I thought actually I really want both of these, and we'll talk about Mega Cats later. But this is only a new thing, and I'm not quite that old. I was born 1980, 46, so these aren't. I don't have nostalgia for these either. But this birthday, I just bought myself an Atari 2600 Plus Pac-Man edition, and so I've been investigating Atari games and that sort of stuff, and starting to appreciate them. And the one thing I would say to Triangle Face and to Blunners is, this is Activision, not Intellivision. Okay, these
Give it a chance.
Activision games were decent. The people who started Activision were Atari programmers and Atari game programmers who got fed up of being at Atari and never getting any credit, because we all know the story of Atari never putting in any credit. That's why you get the Easter egg in Adventure and things. So they went off and started making their own games in Activision, and these are really good games. And so that's what kind of triggered me to get the Activision Collection 1. And on here, you mentioned Hero. If you try and buy Atari 2600 cart of a Hero, it's going to set you back 50 quid or more just for the cart. There is another game on there, Cosmic Commuter. I don't know if it looks that great, but it looks okay. That would set you back £100 if you want an original version of that. And Oink was a bit of Oink was about 15-20 quid, but Pitfall 2, that's about £50, but you can only seem to get it in the US. I couldn't find anybody in the UK selling a Pitfall 2. And I'm into lots of Retro Gamer magazine and all of these 100 games to play before you die and all of that sort of thing. Pitfall appears in the top 100 games of all time, and if you look at any lists of best games on the Atari 2600, I've got one here that's 5 games, 3 of them are Activision games. So yeah, remember, it's Activision, not Intellivision. And they're decent, generally decent games. Like River Raid is really, is a classic as well. And Pitfall, is like the granddaddy. Pitfall's like the granddaddy of platformer games, really. The multi-screen platformer games. I think
it's where they take these games. It would be quite fun to actually play on an alpha. I think if you're going to play them on alpha, probably do them justice.
Yeah, I was doing my those Activision games I was playing this week were on my alpha, and really good fun with the joystick and things. And so definitely the graphics are blocky. The graphics are from 1979, 1980, 1981, 82 or whatever. Even when I was a baby back then, but the gameplay, and we always say it's the gameplay, really, isn't it? That makes a game, not the graphics. I would say Hero does look really good, and it's one I was looking to get for my 2600 Pac-Man, and I'm not spending 50 quid on it, but I can spend £20 and play it on my Evercade now. So.
Super. Blunners, what is there anything on this one that's ticking your fancy?
Yeah, like Matt said, it's a big fat no for me on this one. I've passed on the other one. I don't have any nostalgia for any of these games at all. So yeah, no thanks. Not for me.
Well, short but to the point.
Yeah.
Derek, Activision 2, what's ticking your fancy?
Yeah, I mean, Activision 2, basically, I love a game of chess, so checkers automatically appeals to me. Admittedly, to some people, those type of games are a little bit boring, but as long as the IQ of the computer is really good, if you play battle chess on the Evercade, they've programmed that with several really, really clever ideas. So even if you like try and play the Queen's Gambit and things like that, it actually knows what you're doing. So you have to have quite a good IQ to beat it on the higher difficulty levels. Really get some practice in, watch some YouTube videos even, and to get better at chess and really challenge that chess game. So yeah, checkers, obviously I would be interested to know how good that is. Perhaps somebody in the comments knows if the computer's particularly good. Hero, of course, is a massive game, and years ago I did have a copy of Hero. It is good fun. You have to nip down the little like mine shafts, whatever they are, and rescue the people. It can be a little repetitive, and it does get tricky pretty quickly. And there can be some really, really narrow bits to nip down through. But again, it's a saving grace on this collection. Funny enough, on the Commodore 16+4, I once had a copy of Dragster, which basically looks identical, apart from obviously it was a bit more colored in than that version. Yeah. What do you think happens? You go from one end to the other like a drag race. I'm not even sure they still have those. Do they in the US? I don't know. But yeah, so I've actually owned a drag game in my time. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, Pitfall 2, obviously a lot of people were asking for that. Originally, I owned Pitfall 1. I never bothered to own the sequel, despite spending many hours on the original Pitfall. For myself personally, it's not a collection that really jumps out at me that would be an immediate pickup. But should I see it, drop down in the sales over the next sort of 12 months, yeah, definitely grab myself a bit of Hero, and definitely I'll be checking out that checkers game. But yeah, not an immediate pickup, but nonetheless, though, if anybody's got any nostalgia for Atari 2600 games, then I've certainly, like Matt, I've been looking at the new 2600 Plus and things like that, and wondering if I should collect up some of the indie games and things like that. I sold my original one not long ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, with all the carts. While the going was good before the new plug and plays came out. But yeah, Activision collection. I know some people would have liked to seen Keystone Capers and a few other things, but remember, there is a collection 3 coming. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled, and hopefully your favorite will be on there.
Excellent. Yeah, for me, I sort of sit in a camp somewhere between you all, really. I'm always intrigued by these older games because some of them I have never played, and I don't have that sort of NES nostalgia for these types of games. However, when you've got a game called Oink and you see the gameplay of that, you just kind of think, I kind of need to play that. That looks weird. And what was it? Cavity Capers? Was that?
Yeah, it looks pretty dodged, doesn't it?
Flak Attack.
Flak Attack.
Flak Attack. Cavity Capers. There we are. I've created a sequel without actually knowing it. Cavity Capers. Flak Attack. I mean, it's just weird, and I like weird. Weird is a bit of me. So we've said Pitfall 2, we've said Hero. Both of those are going to be worth the price of admission, and especially with Matt saying how much, if you want to play the cart or get a hold of a cart only version of these games, it's you're talking mega money. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of Activision fans that will be really pleased with this cart by the sounds of it. It's got a couple of big hitters on there, which is always a good start, and then some weird and wonderful tales as well. So if I was to see it in a 2 for 30, I would probably snap it up.
But that's the beauty of the Evercade, isn't it? Like something like this, like you said, it's crazy money. There's you can pick it up for cheap. But just so you can see a bit of Wink gameplay, Ollie, there it is.
Look at
Some
that.
Wink
I mean,
gameplay for you. I don't know what that fox is doing.
neither
He's
do I.
licking
He's nicking the bricks, and you've got
Oh,
to put the bricks
He's
in. I
playing
think.
on that
Is
pig.
he
What's
licking
he
them or
doing
is he
that
blowing
for?
them away?
Oh yeah. What,
He's
blowing that pig
he's-
away? Oh no.
he's foxing away. Look at him. He's being
Sounds a
all
bit dodgy to
foxy.
me. But you get them
Foxing
bricks.
away.
But
Look
yeah.
at that. I mean, that just looks so odd, and I'm in. I'm sold on Oink, but maybe not day one. But it will be one I pick up for sure. Right. What other
Right.
April carts have we got?
So there's another cart coming, and this one for me is an absolute banger. That is Mega Cats Collection 3.
I mean, people are pretty much sold as soon as you hear the word Mega Cats, aren't they? It's both of those carts have been absolute belters. So I'm looking forward to seeing what more they can bring to Evercade now. I'm assuming there's going to be some
amount of
arcadey
games as
type
well.
ones.
There's like 10
Oh, it's
games
really
on
good.
there.
It's
These
like
look
Flappy
really
Bird.
good.
That one.
Yeah. Gravity bots.
Gumball. I've had the people at Gumball actually inbox me before I knew about this, so I'm really quite happy about
I love the look of that Game Boy game as well. That looks awesome.
that. Yeah.
That's
Ooh.
a good one there.
That looks a little bit so legit, man.
Nails.
That looks similar to quite a few
Panda
other
looks
games on
amazing.
previous carts.
Yeah, Rocket Panda.
And then
looks good.
Yeah, it's like
Super Fanger. That looks really cool. And the meeting. I'm sold on that. That looks really good.
It does
There's a
look
really
like
good. There's a really good mix of like platform
Hmm.
games, shooters, puzzle games. Like it's got a good range of stuff, and they've all got quite a unique graphical style. They don't all look the same, do they? They all look like different art styles and stuff. So
I just
Yeah.
want to say the top. If you scroll up a little bit, just so we can see the characters on the cover, look at that. That does look suspiciously like Puck on the front there.
Does. Looks like your character. That Gumball, he's nicked. He looks like Puck, doesn't he?
Suspiciously
And
like
you've
Puck.
does,
Yeah,
doesn't
Puck is Tim's
Mm.
game he created back at uni, wasn't it, Tim? Or college?
yes, indeed,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm itching to get that on a car.
I need
or
to
at
get
least
that. Yeah, I need to get the playable bit on the website.
Yeah,
gotta
you
be a
download the
put on
game.
cart.
You can't put it on a cart because A, I've only got the executable file, and B, a lot of it is not original content, so music and art resources and stuff. So it's not like I can actually monetize, but you can download a copy of it for free off the site and have a go.
That's even better. There we go.
Yeah.
You possibly could fit them on a Casio calculator, Ryan. Possibly. Ryan, sorry. It's just gonna make sure I always do the praise there for you. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in. Tim, what's your take on Mega Cats?
Yeah, all in. I think this is. I really like Mega Cats 1 and 2. I think there's a decent range and decent list of games there. The thing I like about these sorts of carts is I'm excited to play all of those. I've not played any of them. Do you know what I mean? They're all new discoveries. And that the one that appeals to me most, if you scroll down a bit, Blunners, just to see what's cool, it's the green Game Boy game there. Yeah, because Kudzu. Yeah, action game with like Game Boy graphics. That looks really cool. And yeah, all those puzzle games on Mega Cats are surprisingly fun. Like they're quite sort of a simple concept when you can get sucked in them for hours. Like I think Old Towers on Mega Cats 1. I sunk quite a while into because that was a really fun game. We just kept on doing that's a one more go or one more level kind of game. You just keep going at it for a while and realize an hour's passed. So yeah, I will definitely be picking up Mega Cats 3, I think.
Nice. Matt, Mega Cats 3, ticking a box, is it?
Definitely. It's what we've been asking for, isn't it? It's indie games. They're all from one publisher, but that's okay. But because actually they're a publisher that collect lots of different developers all together and publish their games. Just some stats for you, as Tim was talking a little bit about stats or asking about it. We've got 2 puzzle games on there, 2 platformers, 4 actions, an RPG and a shoot 'em up. So plenty of variety, and you've got 5 NES games, 1 Super Nintendo, 1 Game Boy Color, 1 Game Boy, 2 Mega Drive, Genesis games on there. So a nice variety, really nice variety of games, types of games. Should be something there for everyone. There, I would have thought there'd be 2, 3, 4 games at people would love on that cart, you know. And for me, my threshold is about 2 or 3 games. If I really like 2 or 3 games, then I'm in on a cart generally. That's my kind of threshold. That Gravibots is a Mega Drive, so we got a mixture of 16-bit, 8-bit on there. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that RPG, that Gumball, that Game Boy Color one, the Gumball in Trick or Treat Land. Could be quite fun, you know. I don't know. Could be a Link's Awakening type game, something like that, you know. Hopefully,
yeah, it's got that vibe about it for sure.
So yeah, so I pre-ordered both of these, Activision 2 and this one, and the T-shirt. So very rarely do I want both of the carts when they do those deals. So I've only got the little KD thing because I can't remember what I got with that one. Broken Sword and Indy 4, I think, and this T-shirt I'm gonna get. Yeah, so yeah, I didn't do. We'll come on to it later, but Nick, it was Nicholas Skippins has pre-ordered, gone the whole hog on pre-order, and it looks like from the chat.
Wouldn't expect anything less from him either. Blunners, is this one ticking a box for you as well?
About time. It's the Indie Heroes arcade. It's the Indie Heroes Collection 5 we wanted. I cannot wait for this cart. This is finally, they've been listening. Thank you so much. So, you know, I do an Indie for Evercade, and if you don't know, you should know. Get on our channel and find it out. I've done about 5 or 6. And no, I'm not joking when I say Rocket Panda was supposed to be in my next one. And also Super Fanga was in my next one as well. So I'm fuming. Sorry, and Gumball. So 3. So there's 3 of these like mamas that they've already pulled out. I've spoken to the developers here because I was interested in the game. So yes, this is I've pre-ordered it day one. And the fact that when I was talking to Tim before the show, I ended up buying the first cart as well because I didn't realize I didn't have Mega Cats Collection 1, so I've ended up buying that as well. So that'll be here tomorrow. So yeah, so for me, it's a definite hit. I'm so glad we are finally getting a cart like there's indie games because I'm severely into indie from this year. I've really been pushing stuff on the channel as well, and the fact that like the last cart wasn't for me, which is fine, but this cart is. So do you know what I mean? I'm quite happy with that. I'm more than happy to have I love the variety, and that's the thing about the Evercade. Like there's all kinds of different stuff on there. This is definitely for me. Happy Flappy is like a Flappy Bird game. I think Tim will love, is it Kazoo, whether it's called a Kazoo. Gravibots is a fantastic puzzle game. The meeting, this also, I've seen some stuff on this. Is it and that looks that's the sneak game that not many people are talking about, that is going to turn into an absolute banger.
Somebody posted about that in the Hangout, didn't they? Just
yeah,
came on.
I see that before we
have
went
a review
live.
of that. Yeah.
But Rocket Panda, it looks crazy. Super Fanga looks really good, and the Gumball Trick and Treat Land looks like RPG. Finally, gonna have another RPG. Well, I'm really looking forward to see what it's like, and it's all in 8-bit, that one as well. So yeah, me definitely in, pre-ordered, really happy about this car. I'm probably going to do a preview of it as well. I'm that excited about it, so I will get all the games and play them myself. I will not be relying on Evercade to hand me free stuff. I'll go and buy all these games myself, and I will show you guys what they were like.
Super.
So yeah, definitely for me.
Excellent. And Derek, what's your take on Mega Cats 3?
Yeah, I mean, if people follow me regularly on X or Twitter, as it was, about 3 years ago, I covered a large majority of these games. I was a huge advocate, of course, of The Meeting, which is an absolutely fantastic game. I certainly don't want to spoil it here. I want you to get that game and really experience it. And also Cave Machine. I was a massive campaigner for that as well, because again, it's a really brilliant take on sort of Thrust, but in a sort of an open world. So again, you're going to really enjoy that. There's some really great games on there, but as I say, I've been waiting 3 years for some of these. Some of them are already on the eShop, so obviously I've been able to go on and play them. But definitely, I mean, this is the direction Blaze should be going, is on the indie scene. So hopefully, yeah, there's more to come. It's always great to see Mega Cats involved. They've been nothing short of a really great company since coming to the Evercade. Unfortunately, this collection has been what I call 3 years too late. It needed to have been a little bit sooner. Of course, that would have been nicer. But hopefully, they're back on board, and we can look to the future with some more of their great games, because they've certainly got some excellent ones that I could think of for a collection 4. So yeah, I mean, this collection it's got a slice of something for everyone. So yeah, I mean, I would say if you're into indie, this is an instant pickup. It really is, because honestly, once you've played the meeting, the rest of the game's pale in comparison. Honestly, it really is that good, honestly. And as I say, Machine Cave again is a brilliant game. Once some of you get into it and you really understand the mechanics and what you're doing in the stages, again, I think that's really going to draw people in, and you'll spend many an hour on that. But yeah, the meeting for me is the star point. If you notice, I've covered it several times on my Twitter account. I was a really advocate of trying to push it and trying to bring that to Evercade. So yeah, I'm delighted for everybody in the community, and hopefully if you're not particularly into Activision, you will make the effort to try and pick this one up.
Amazing. I have nothing else I can add to that, because you've also expertly discussed pretty much every point that I would have made on that. So, I mean, Rocket Panda, is that what it's called? Is it called Rocket Panda?
Yeah, Rocket Panda.
That for me is the one that's selling it. Who doesn't want to play a game where you're a panda with a jetpack? I mean, come on. That's I don't think I could think of anything better right now than a rocket powered panda. So
But, so if you pre-order now on Funstock, you can get the t-shirt. I know some people already have, but for people that didn't know about it or in the UK, I will then copy and paste. There's the links in the chat for you. So yeah, you'll get the t-shirt. Matt, have you've pre-ordered this
Yeah. I've just realised my wife's going to hate the t-shirt, but I'll like it. I've been my first Evercade t-shirt that's not a total Evercade broadcast one or a EVG one.
But
super duper.
Whilst we're on here, there's also one thing we haven't spoken about that was also released, and it's the big bad boy himself.
Ooh. They did it.
The rare Super Pocket.
They did it. We did say for ages when the rare cart came out, we were sort of saying, no one wants to say the words Banjo Kazooie. In fact, I think we said lots of other things that rhymed with it. And bam, there it is on a Super Pocket. So I don't know how much difference, other than obviously Banjo Kazooie, is oh god, I can't even think of my words properly. What game differences there are between this Super Pocket and the rare first collection?
There's 5 exclusive games on this rare Super Pocket, and 9 of the games are already on the cart.
Okay, and I'm assuming the exclusive games are going to be Banjo Kazooie and
there's
Super
a
Battletoads.
There's a Battletoads, yes, for the
sold out.
Slalom, Snake Rattle and Roll, and Solar Jetman.
Yeah,
are the other 3.
Do you know what? I really like Snake Rattle and Roll, but if you've not played that before, that is a really fun game. We'd have on a Super Pocket though as well, because that's a good 2-player Snake Rattle and Roll. So it's good to play as a co-op.
It's the NES version, apparently.
Okay. I've only played the Mega Drive version of Snake Rattle and Roll. So also it's got Cobra Triangle. It's got
Cobra Triangle face again.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Solar Jetman is one that I don't think gets enough coverage or talk about. I mean, I remember my dad getting Solar Jetman for me for my NES when I was younger, and I just got so angry and frustrated with it because it's not really the sort of game that a 6 or 7-year-old would probably really enjoy. But going back to it when I got a little bit older and started appreciating the fact that it's not just about getting to the end of the level as quickly as possible. There is you've got to take into account things like thrust and the fact that the payload that you're lifting may swing and pull you into the rocks, and it's a little bit more thinky. And I learned to love it as I got older, and it's got a killer soundtrack as well. So I'm glad that that's getting some additional love. But of course, I think everybody will be talking about the big banjo himself. So let's go in reverse order this time. Derek, the Banjo Super Pocket. What are your thoughts?
Well, I would have liked to have seen them do an Activision Super Pocket and perhaps have put Banjo straight away on a cartridge, especially announcing the joypad. That would have made instant sense. Obviously, Blaze knew that this, by doing it this way, obviously, a large majority of people will pick up the Super Pocket and then perhaps pick up a cartridge later in the year, which will probably feature a Banjo. The screen is very small. It's far too small for me to play a game like this. I did check Banjo out on the Nintendo expansion pass. For myself personally, against games of similar ilk nowadays, it hadn't aged well. It wasn't a game which gripped me. I found after a few minutes, to be honest, I'd had enough. I didn't think I was going to feel that way because only about 18 months ago, I picked up a secondhand Nintendo Wii in a charity shop as I walked by. I've already got a few Wiis, but I saw this one and it was £10. And I went in and said, oh, yeah, I'll have that. And a lady brought a great big bag of stuff out that went with it. And I brought it home, I plugged it in, and somebody hadn't factory reset it. And it still had things like Streets of Rage on it and all sorts of stuff people had downloaded from the store, and one of them was Super Mario 64, and I went through and collected all 120 stars. Now that had aged fairly well, and I did actually find myself every night compelled to play it, but this, no, unfortunately, it just wasn't for me. I thought it was going to be. I thought this was, oh my goodness, I thought if this comes out, I'll definitely use the joypad. But actually, to be honest, no, I wouldn't. It just didn't hold my interest. It's a shame because, as I say, it's a big game, but it's not knocking it against, for instance, something like Donkey Kong 64. That had a similar effect with me. I thought, oh no, come on. So yeah, maybe modern gaming has spoiled me in that regard, but yeah, unfortunately, against some retro stuff, this for me personally just hasn't held up. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure fans of it will want to pick it up, same as I would perhaps pick up a Pac-Man one. So yeah, hopefully this will tickle people's fancies. There's some Battletoads on there, RC Pro-Am 2's on there. I mean, that's good fun, but unfortunately, it's 4-player. Well, that's no good on a Super Pocket. I need it on a cartridge so I can play it on my Versus because we haven't got many 4-player games. So yeah, hopefully Blaze will have a little bit more of a think in future. That's what it needs. As I say, there's one thing going for a cash grab, and there's another thing putting a bit of thought into the cartridges, and perhaps this could have gone the other way round, and I think that would have benefited people a lot better. But yeah, for myself personally, they've had a lot of flack, especially on X. I know they did on Facebook as well, a lot of flack regarding this. So yeah, hopefully, as I say, they're back at HQ having a really serious think, because in my view, yeah, this perhaps wasn't quite the right combination, but each their own, I suppose.
Blanners, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm gutted, man. Gutted. Yeah, I just think, why the F are you locking Banjo to a 2.8-inch screen that my crappy old man eyes can't really see? So I'm so gutted. And for me, I know they've been teased and stuff. I've got it here. I'll bring this up now before I start my rant. So you got so they're coming here saying, I've got a rare Evercade cart, more to come. I wish we could only play Banjo and Evercade without having to buy an entire system. It would be really cool if we had an Evercade cartridge too, huh? And then so thrilled about this announcement. Rare created so many fantastic games, and he's very excited to bring many classics from Rare to Evercade. So they're saying they're going to bring it eventually over. There's a certain controller with dual analogs that might mean that they would as well. But as they've locked this to a Super Pocket for 50 quid, they need to sell it. They've got to try and sell the Super Pocket. So they're not going to sell it if they go, oh, by the way, we've now brought Banjo-Kazooie and that out on a cart, so people then aren't going to buy this. Oh, that's their main hook. They were thinking, what can we get to actually like get people to buy this Super Pocket? Yeah, I just think it's gutted locking Banjo onto it. Like, what the hell are you doing? Seriously, like you saying, you think about it, like, what is the like? How is it going to play? I know how hard this game plays, especially when you're having to hold certain triggers and buttons to get Kazooie to jump onto their other side to run up hills and stuff. Yeah, I just think on that it'll be uncomfortable. Won't be able to see it. Won't be clear, and I'm just gutted. Obviously, there's going to be a rare collection too at some point, but they're not going to have Banjo on it. There's no way they'll have Banjo on it because I just can't. Because what then? Why are you going to buy this? Why would you buy the rare Super Pocket? It looks great. It looks great. There is some great games on there, but I've already got the rare cart, so not interested in buying it because half of them games I've already got, just being rehashed over here. So I'm gutted. I think the look of it really good, and you could have really, like people have put in there, Grunty's Revenge, stuff like that will play well on there. I just think N64 3D platformer on a 2.8-inch screen for us oldies that can't see nothing. It just means it's not tailored for me, man. Just gutted. I just really wonder how it's going to play, how it's going to feel, and how it's going to look. And I don't think these N64 3D platformers have aged that well. Yeah, so I'm gutted. I'm just gutted. So, yeah, that's what I can say.
Are you gutted, Blunders? It seems like you are. Matt, what are your thoughts? Banjo-Kazooie on a Super Pocket.
Yeah, if that's your bag. As I need to just people have pointed out in the chat. Yeah, I'd have thought it was Pro-Am, but it's actually Pro-Am 2. So there are six exclusive games, but that means 8 we've got already, 6 we haven't got. Banjo-Kazooie is one of them. Again, I don't know. I think, and this may be a tease to the members only video that we're going to do. I think having to announce controllers with dual analog sticks and all of that sort of stuff out of turn, I think has maybe scuppered Blaze's plans here. Also in the chats, Ryan was mentioning, they announced this Super Pocket on the Blaze account and not on their Hyper Mega Tech account. So what's going on there? That seems a bit strange.
Yeah, that's a question for later on.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, it's yeah. My top tip for Super Pockets is put them on your Amazon wish list. I've got 6 Super Pockets, 3 of them bought by somebody else, because I put them on my Amazon wish list. So yeah, I think there's games on there that I'd like to play, like Solar Jet Man and that sort of thing, and yeah, maybe have a crack at Banjo-Kazooie if it doesn't come onto a cart. But yeah, I'm probably not going to fork out 50 of my own quid, but put in it as a present idea for other people who are always nagging me, what can we get you? What can we get you? Well, how about this? And I will happily. I'm a bit of a handheld addict, so so I'd happily have a 7th Super Pocket into my collection, but maybe not going to fork out my 50 quid for it myself.
Tim, what are your thoughts on the rare Super Pocket?
I'm going to go a different route than the others, I think, on this. I'll tell you why. I've already got my rare fix because I've got like the rare collection on the Xbox. So I've not got for the rare cart, and I've not really gone in for the Super Pockets because I've got a EXP. So I've got my handheld fix. It's not something I personally gone in for. But when I see the Super Pockets come out, what I think of is the fact that these will go off the shelves. I think these are going to be impulse buys based on the price point. I think people will see that, not knowing what Evercade is, and pick that up off the shelf and think, oh, what's this? It's got Banjo-Kazooie on it. Have a little inspection and go, oh, actually, I might give this a go. And then they'll discover more Evercade carts and the Evercade ecosystem kind of grows. So I think this is a really good sort of device to jump on board with, as are sort of all the Super Pockets. For me personally, I'm not going to get this one. If I were to get a Super Pocket, I've kind of got ones in mind that I think I would like to have, but I've not got a real need for it because I've got my XP. I'm happy with that. And I do want to kind of hold fire for the next alpha, which, fingers crossed they bring out another alpha that I might jump on there. So not something I would buy myself, but I actually think it might be a good move for them to do that and get out there. Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about it, because I felt odd about the form factor of a Super Pocket until I had one, and then I found myself really addicted to my Taito Super Pocket for quite a while. Does the form factor work for every game? No. Does it work for a lot of the games? Yeah. So I'd be hard pushed to write it off. The sticking point with Banjo being on a Super Pocket is just the D-pad. Like in order, I think, to execute some of those moves and jumps properly, I feel like you do need an analog stick. So it's just that for me is the annoying part. I could probably get round everything else, providing it plays well and providing that it plays as a really good port. I would say there's enough on there to convince me that I might need to do what Matt said and put this on a wish list and have it in a collection at some point for sure. It's not a day one purchase for me though, but in terms of Super Pockets of recent, I think this is one that I think has got the most pull towards it from gamers and non-gamers alike. So exactly what you said, Tim. Banjo Kazooie and that rare symbol are very recognizable, especially for people our age. So yeah, you've got a dad in a game shop, if you can remember what they were, and he's picking up a copy of FIFA for his son or FC football, whatever it is, and he sees this at the till as well. It's got a nostalgic pull to it for sure.
It's like, I get that, but why the hell am I? Why am I being penalised for that? Like, I don't give a fuck.
I know.
I want this on a cart. Do you know what I mean? Like, 82% in the chat. 82% in the chat has said no. They ain't buying this shit. Do you know what I mean? Said no, not buying it. We want it on a cart. Get it on carts. You know what I mean? That's what I want to play it on. I don't want it on a 2.8-inch screen that I can't see. Man, I'm old. I got crap eyes. So yeah, why are we being? I get it. It is good being out on there. Everyone can see it.
I think it's a timing thing, though. I think
yeah, man.
If they, like you said, if they put it on here and if they release the cart first, people just buy the cart and then not buy the Super Pocket if the Super Pocket came later. But buy the Super Pocket and people go, oh, I've got to get Banjo, order it, buy it, and then here you go. Just as we're shipping them out and you can't cancel your order anymore, here's a cart, here's Rare 2 cart. Oh, it's got Banjo on it. So now we've got people have had to fork out 70 quid instead of just 20 for the thing. They bought the Super Pocket and then they bought the things. A little bit cynical maybe, but they're shifting. They like money. They're shifting shifting games consoles and cartridges, aren't they? And this
I think we just need that magnifying glass that matey made. We need a I'll be able to see what I'm doing then. But yeah. You can tell I'm annoyed, but I'm gutted.
Not at all, Blanners. It's not at all coming across like you're annoyed. Not one bit.
Let us know in the comments, though, if you're happy to pay £75 to play Banjo Kazooie. So obviously you'll pay the 50 for the Super Pocket and then a further 25 for the Giga Cart. So let us know in the comments section.
And then will you need an extra for the new up and coming control pad?
And then you've got
So speaking of controller, we've mentioned this.
Yeah, 10 quid play Banjo Kazooie.
We've mentioned this controller quite a few times, so let's get to it.
I will find it for you while you were talking about it.
Because I have to say, when I saw this originally, I thought, oh man, please tell me this is not AI, because this is exactly what people have been asking for. I know the 8-bit DOS can work with it. I know that there's lots of wireless controllers. Evercade have always been been very open with the fact that you can put in a USB wireless controller. You can put whatever one you want. But there are some of us who do just like to have the product that goes with the system. And this is exactly that. I mean, it looks slightly awkward in that it's a little bit blocky, but for me, that looks very similar to the like the Wii controller they did when they actually wanted to have a full controller. So
There's not much difference to the actual.
no,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just your analogs down here.
but the thing that is different on the design for this, at least, is now they're going with the VSR colors. So all grey, really sleek, 2 orange buttons, 2 red A and B buttons. I really like it. I really like it. And as long as it controls well, the analog sticks are sturdy. I mean, it looks great. I think the thing that's gonna, I mean, I still don't know how much this is because I've had, like I say, I've had absolutely zero time to really just dive in on
£35.
35
Yep. 28th of September is released.
sold. Well, there we go. I was expecting a budget of about 50 for a wireless 35. That's
Yeah.
really, really good price point for me. I'm taking my turn first. I'm really sold on this. I think this is a good move forward. 35 quid is an incredible price point for a wireless analog stick controller. I hope the build quality is good. But 35 quid, can you really argue with that? I'd argue probably quite not. Tim, what are your thoughts?
I mean, the only concern I have is if we've got there some analog sticks, does that mean we're going to have some games that will only work with analog sticks? The people who've got a VS or playing on the XP won't be able to enjoy those games unless they get a controller with analog sticks? Or is this just going to be like an added bonus? Like you mentioned, me trying to play Glover on the XP. It's playable on that, but it might be better with analog sticks, so it's fine. But it's another thing is like, is that going to block some games from only working if you have this controller or a similar one? That's my only real concern on it. In terms of everything you said, price point is pretty good for a wireless controller. I'm intrigued though by the number of buttons. Is it just me, or is there an extra button?
Yeah,
Auto fire. Auto fire.
Oh, auto fire. Okay. Well, that answers that question. So it's gone awfully far as well. Cool. So yeah, I'm all for it. I'm just a little bit concerned that is that then going to put like another blocker to access certain games.
Do you know how I see it? I reckon in that point is I reckon it will be like having a PS1. You got your PS1. Everybody was used to just having that standard controller, and then they brought out the analog sticks, and I think people were just a little bit like, "What the hell do we do with this?" And you could still play all the games with the D-pad, but it was just better with an analog stick. So I'm hoping that's the route.
It would be really nice to play something like Xenocrisis on analog sticks.
Oh my god, wouldn't it?
So that would be cool. Because then again, like you can play it with buttons, but then you can play it with analog sticks.
I'll tell you what else would probably be quite good fun with analog sticks, and maybe we'll talk about it at some point. Maybe it was talked about on a show a couple of weeks ago, but Doom.
Indeed, yeah.
But probably more on that later. So, Matt, controller, what do you think?
Yeah, pretty quickly. I think it's good. I've got a couple of wireless controllers for my VS. I've got an 8-bit Do one, but the problem is with the 8-bit Do one I have is the LT and RT triggers don't map properly because they're analog. So if I wanted to do like R2 and L2, they don't work so well. So I bought another wireless controller, more like a Genesis 6-button controller, but with shoulder buttons, so I could have actual clicky buttons for R1 and R2. So because when I was trying to play like some of the PS1 games, you do need the R1 and the R2 and L2 buttons. So I think it's good. I think I'll probably get one. I think with Doom 64, if they release it at the same time, that'd be a good pack in, wouldn't it? It'd be a good double pack with the analog, because there are games that do have analog support already. Again, so the Duke, the third-person Duke games have got analog support, and I think even Glover actually does if you play Glover on your VS.
I might have to test it out and play it on my VS rather than my XP and try with some of my wireless controllers I've got. that are compatible. Like I said earlier, like they've been quite good at actually like allowing third-party controllers, and a lot of them do work, and a lot of them are just plug and play. So they tested a lot of controllers. So this is just a nice to have, I think. I don't think this is going to be a things won't work without it.
Yeah, agreed. Blunners, what do you think? Blunoise.
We can't hear you, Blunders.
We've lost Blunners.
I think you're muted.
Lost.
He's muted.
Sorry, I muted myself because I was clicking away in the background.
It's that age-old thing. You're on mute.
I know. So yeah, so for me, I think they've done a really good job. The only thing is 28th of September. Having to wait for that. I really do like the look of it. It doesn't have them crappy Switch analog controllers either, them analog sticks that constantly break and drift. So it'd be interesting to see how they work. I think we're in for some more PlayStation 1 gigacarts maybe, because that's what these look like they're games for, and like you said, Nintendo 64. So yeah, so I do like the look at these, and obviously this controller will work on anything. But there's one little key feature that nobody seems to have spoken about, and that is PlayStation has shock. There's no rumble. It doesn't say anywhere about rumble. That is it gonna it's gonna have any, because if you're playing like these games that were like PlayStation 1, when they brought the DualShock controllers in. So yeah, so that's the only thing I think it might be missing. I think it looks fantastic. I do like the way it looks. Hopefully that doesn't. That's the USB-C thing, so that'll be out of the way. I don't know why
That's the dongle. It's magnetic, I think.
It's magnetic, so you can store it like that, but so it won't be in your way. But yeah, I really like the feel of the original controller, so I think they've done all right. It's just a shame that they've obviously had to throw it out there because certain companies keep leaking things, which is what we'll get into later. So yeah. Take your game to the next level with the Evercade wireless controller. Free yourself from tangled wires with this wireless controller, specially created for the Evercade VS, VS-R, and the Alpha consoles. The Evercade wireless controller contains Evercade wireless controller, USB-C charging cable, wireless USB dongle. Buy it now. So yeah,
excellent. And Derek, what are your thoughts?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll try and touch on some different bits that other people perhaps haven't talked about. Other than obviously, you know, the price point's good at $34.99. Basically, what would sell it to me instantly is in my lounge, underneath the TV is my pride and joy, and that's the Atomic Edition Versus. Why can I only get this in the XPR color? I'd love an Atomic Versus one done. It's not like they're paying any license. It was nothing to do with Duke Nukem in that respect. It just came with the games. Yeah, the whole Atomic Edition bit was thought up by Blaze. So it's only a covering on the front of it. Also, people that have got the Founders Edition in black, it's standard to have sort of white and black controllers. It would be nice for people with Founders Editions to perhaps be able to pick up a black one. The reason I like it is because I like everything uniform if I can. So I don't know if people at home have a Panasonic telly, they perhaps have a Panasonic DVD player, Panasonic soundbar, that sort of thing. So I like to try and keep mine uniform. So yeah, a white controller on a yellow and grey console is not so good for me personally. But as I say, if that's your bag, at least it's an official one, and that's some way to go. I would personally like an arcade stick myself for second players on the Alpha and Versus. But yeah, for myself, I would like to have seen them do that. Also, what also hugely concerns me about this controller is the elephant in the room. And that is obviously the battery problems we had with the EXP, if you remember. Have these battery problems carried into this controller? So I'm afraid you guys in the comments and some of you on the panel are going to be the guinea pigs for me. You're going to test this out. You're going to find out basically the crux of it, because the last thing I want to do is purchase something again that I've got to return because there's been problems, or some of you have even returned multiple EXPs. So yeah, that does concern me greatly. if there's an arcade stick later in the year, yeah, definitely. I think I do need an arcade stick just to make it fair for player 2 when they come round. I mean, it's always commonplace, especially with a younger brother, anyway, to give him the rubbish controller so he doesn't do quite as well as yourself. But yeah, I'm not in any great hurry for this. Obviously, I would imagine in September they'll launch it alongside Doom. Personally, I would have liked to have seen perhaps a pack-in with Doom and a little, a face covering with something Doom related, maybe. That would have been quite nice as well. A bit like we had Nights into Dreams and different controllers. So yeah, that would have been quite good. Or even they could have had a face plate covering like you had with the Game Boy Advance, of course. That would have also served as a little purpose there with the joypad. But yeah, as I say, it's something people have been asking for. I think a couple of years ago, yeah, I would have jumped in on it. At the moment, I'm in no great hurry. I'm quite happy to keep using the controllers that I've got with analog. But yeah, it's nice to see official. And hopefully, if Blaze do something down the line with the Atomic and the Founders Edition, then obviously I'm 100% going to be jumping in.
Yeah, I think I think unanimously it's going to be well received. And yeah, like you say, Derek, we'll be the guinea pigs to see how it runs and how it works. So yeah, Morley.
A big thank you to Morley. So we have got 5 level ups. So Wingbert, Complex, IQ, Steve, Blue, Ra 22, Mort 9437. You guys are all now leveled up, so you can now get our exclusive members only content.
Super. Thank you very much, Morley. That's very generous. Okay, where are we headed next?
So we'll actually go to the carts that have just come out, which I should have done the first time out.
That's all right. That's all right. So the carts that have just released, where are we at? Because it's not Activision 2.
No, it is Turrican, but
Turrican.
So yeah, I'm just going to quickly load the screen up. So yeah, if you want to talk about Turrican, and I'll load it.
For sure. So this one really does pull me in. I haven't played Turrican for years, and I know that there is a Turrican collection on pretty much everything going, so it makes sense that there is one coming to Evercade. So yeah, Tim, Turrican, what's your experience with Turrican, and is this a cart you're excited for?
Well, my experience with Turrican is absolutely zero. I've never played it. I don't think I'd even heard of it.
Okay.
So when this first got announced, I was like, oh, wasn't really fussed. Then I heard people talking about it, and everyone that seems to know these games says they're great. And Blunners is about to let us know what he thinks of it, because I know he's quite fond of this one, and he's kind of already sold on this to be a little bit already. So yeah, I think it's perhaps time I learned a bit about Turrican and gave it a go.
For sure,
because this does look pretty good. It's my kind of game as well. Looking at that run and gun style, the graphical style of it, it looks like a lot of games I have played that I really enjoy. It's just I never heard of Turrican, slipped under my radar.
Yeah. Matt, is Turrican your bag?
Well, it certainly was back in 1989 when we had it on the Amstrad. Actually had a disc. We got a disc drive for our C464. So that maybe Tim, that's why it's not. It missed you, it passed you by. But that was Turrican 1, and we loved it. Me and Dan played it a lot. Platformer. It was rock hard, proper rock hard. I remember you used to like poop out little mines, and then you could press and hold down the fire button on your joystick and do this like lightning strike out the top. But I haven't played it for a long time. I haven't gone in on this one. I don't know if I needed 6 different versions of Turrican, but Blunner's saying it's good, so maybe this goes on my wish list as well, and it will get into my collection eventually. But yeah, no, I do have some nostalgia for it, but the Amstrad version. But I'm sure the Amiga version is probably better than the Amstrad version anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, looks good. Looks good. I haven't got it though.
Okay, Blunners, hit us with your Turrican goodness.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like Tim. I hadn't really played it at all. Didn't really know much about it. Saw the fact that I've got my alpha up here, and it looked like a match made in heaven. So I didn't really know what to expect playing it as well, and I think you need to taper it when it says, I mean, did it say 8 games? I think you've got to taper that, because a lot of them are just like the same game that's redone.
Looks like the same
But-
game, yeah.
But really quite enjoyable. Like you said, is quite hard in places, like rock hard in places. But you get your gun upgrades. It just reminds me of like Aliens versus Probotector when I used to play back in the day. Because we didn't get Contra free over here, and I really enjoyed it. I only started playing it yesterday because we were obviously got it Friday, but we were away Saturday, football on Sunday, and I didn't get back till Monday to play it. So it was Monday and this afternoon I've been playing a bit more. But I've just been jumping in and out just to see what the differences of stuff was. But for me, it plays better on the alpha I've got up there. Obviously, it does just as good on the EXP. But yeah, I know we're short for time, so I won't go too far into it. But I just really enjoyed getting to know the levels, getting to understand
Which one specifically were you been playing, Blanners?
So the main one, I went for the director's cuts on things. So I made sure that I played, like I say, Mega Turrican director's cut. I really enjoyed so far. Super Turrican director's cut as well. I really enjoyed that one as well. I haven't bothered with the score attack ones, so I haven't bothered with them. But I've mainly just a couple of goes on the main director's cut, and the fact that when you can spin around and you drop the bombs out and work your way through, I didn't really know what to expect. I just thought I really quite enjoyed it. And like you said, you guys have all played it before, so you knew what you were kind of getting, whereas I didn't. So I thought whereas I already got some of the games that are on the other collection that's out, I thought, you know what, I'll get this one instead. And yeah, so far, really enjoying it.
Okay. And Derek, the Turrican collection, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's great to hear Matt mention the Amstrad version earlier, and I had the Commodore 64 version. I think something that sort of gripped us back then particularly was the size of the levels. They're absolutely huge. It's something that you come to expect once you got the Amiga, that you would get bigger games like Super Frog, etc., James Pond 2. But these games still remain in our memories quite firmly. Yeah, there's as I say, when you actually break it down, when you know, with the director's cuts and all that sort of stuff, you probably get about 3 Turricans in all. But Turrican 3 is definitely worth a go. It's a fantastic game. I was a big Turrican 2 fan out of the whole series. I was able to pick it up on Nintendo Switch with a huge Turrican model that came with it, which is absolutely magnificent.
Oh, I need to see that. Put that in the Hangout, mate.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. So I didn't feel any need to immediately pick this up. But as I say, I'm trying very, very hard as I'm getting older not to keep double dipping. But I think at some point this probably will cross paths with me. And perhaps I will complete the Turrican games one last time before I croak it. So yeah, it could happen. Yeah. And yeah, it wouldn't surprise me in a future show if this game has actually come into my hands. So yeah, I mean, brilliant games. If you're undecided in the comments and you like shooting games, I mean, some of these games aren't particularly easy, but I wouldn't say they're that hard either. Once you get the knack of using the gun, a bit like Ghostbusters, if you think of it there, how they go with those beams, that's very, very similar with the gun. There's some great boss battles, which once you learn their patterns, you're away. And hidden stuff, oh, there's a plethora of hidden stuff, loads of stuff to find. You know, I don't want to go on too much about these games because I want you in the comments to discover this and find the love for Turrican. But yeah, it's a series I would deeply love to have seen. Perhaps, you know, one more Turrican in my lifetime, and perhaps it's not too late. Perhaps somebody will revive it. If you happen to have a Steam Deck and you want to experience something like this, there's a game called Hurricane, and it's free. It's free to download on Steam. So go and download that at no charge and enjoy yourself if you're a Turrican fan.
Super. So I do have a feeling this could be my next pickup. in terms of carts. The only thing that stopped me from pre-ordering it was I forgot. So I'm very, very excited. I'm very glad that it's good, Blunners. So yeah, looking forward to that. And
All right, next one.
Taito 3. Taito Arcade 3.
indeed. So we do have a copy. I forget the name of the person that won this on our giveaway, which we did a long time ago. Taito 3 arrived late last week. It's at my house. When I am back from London, it will be posted out first class to the winner. So there is a sealed copy of Taito 3 waiting for you at my house. So that will be with you ASAP. But yeah, Taito Arcade 3. What games are we getting on Arcade 3? We're getting Puzzle Bobble, which you cannot ever go wrong with.
Puzzle Bobble's great, yeah. For sure.
Clarity,
Lunar
Lunar
Rescue.
Escape, Lunar Rescue even.
Football champ.
Football Champ. That
Zookeeper.
looks like fun.
Crazy Balloon.
Okay. Not as many titles as I would think, but
It
that
should be
being
9,
said,
I think.
9.
Should be 9.
so it is
Kadish.
actually more.
Yeah, Kadish, Camel Try, Crazy Balloon, Football Champ, Lunar Rescue, Puzzle Bobble, Quicks, The Fairyland Story, and Zookeeper.
So let's go in reverse order this time. So Derek, Taito 3. Is this on your list? Do you think this is a good selection of games for this release? Hello.
I don't know if you can hear us.
Yep.
I can
Oh,
hear
yeah.
everybody. I can't see anybody.
No, I can't see
We're
anyone.
not live.
Oh, yeah, it's because I'm on air. Sorry. There you go.
There he is. So I'm going to go in reverse order. So Derek, what are your thoughts on this one? Is this are the titles on this one worth it? Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Taito's always good. Over the years, I've always supported them since the 80s, actually, when I bought my first Taito coin-up collection. Myself and a friend had been away on holiday in our childhood, and we discovered an arcade with Bubble Bobble in it, and we fell in love with it. And from there, kind of, my love of Taito games followed. Obviously, I'm a massive Rainbow Islands fan, and also I love Paracel Stars, even though my first experience when I had my parents pre-order it ready for Christmas, and then it turned out it never actually came out on the Commodore 64 because the copy was stolen apparently, and so I never actually got that one for Christmas. I had to wait, but nonetheless, though, I've been a big Taito fan ever since. And of course, Puzzle Bobbles on here. I think I owned that originally the very first time on the PS1. And yes, a friend of mine who's very, very good at puzzle games, we were thoroughly hooked on that. So yeah, it's got some very good titles on this cartridge. And honestly, I would urge anybody who's, even if you just want to investigate Taito, find out about it, is definitely go ahead and give this a go, because it's an excellent little pickup there. So as I say, I've owned them multiple times on multiple consoles, so I don't need any more Taito. I've talked myself out of it now, unless of course Blaze bring Rainbow Islands or Paracel Stars. I think my Taito collecting days are over, but nonetheless, though, I don't want it to stop anybody else really enjoying themselves.
Nice. And Blunners, Taito 3, what are your thoughts?
It was a no for me. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not what I'm looking for really. Obviously got the Super Pocket, and yeah, I didn't. Other than Puzzle Bobble, which I do like, and I do like Kadish as well. Camel Try looks all right, but yeah, it's not. It wasn't really. I don't know. It didn't. I don't think it's worth the 20 quid. It's not for me.
Zookeeper will surprise people, so give it a go.
Zookeeper. Okie dokie. Matt, Taito 3. What are your
I'll keep it
thoughts on this
short. I
one?
have heard a lot about the Zookeeper. That does seem interesting, and Puzzle Bobble is an amazing game. But for me, they've split up all my favourite games across all of the Taito carts, and which has meant I've not bought any of them. I've got my Taito Super Pocket like you, Ollie, and I love that. And
Yeah,
it's
no, I
got
have. Yeah.
loads of these games on it. So if they'd grouped a couple, they might have got one sale out of me. But Puzzle Bobble is my best game on this one. Growl on Taito Arcade 1 would have, if they'd put both of those onto a cart, I would have bought that cart. But there's splitting all these games amongst all these carts. Liquid
Yeah.
Kids is a great one on Arcade 2. So yeah, so it's not for me. But there are some great games, good games on there. But like I said, I've got a threshold of about 2 or 3 games that push me over the top to buy a cart, and it hasn't got that yet. I'm afraid.
Nice. Okay, and Tim, what are your thoughts? Taito Arcade 2.
Yeah, I mean, the big standout for me is Puzzle Bobble. I do already have Puzzle Bobble on other systems. I've got a copy of on my arcade sort of cabinet I've got, and every time that gets dusted off, Puzzle Bobble's always going on at some point. It's a really fun one. But like I said, I've already got it. The other game that really stands out for me on this is actually Quicks. I love Quicks. It's a really fun game. It's deceptively genius, and you could just like play it for hours and hours. It's a very simple game, but there's something just really fun about it. And I had a version of Quicks. My memory might not be serving me rightly, but I think it might have been on the BBC Micro that I was playing that on, or a version of it where you sort of like draw the line and try and close off the box before you get hit by the bouncing thing. So I really like Quicks on there, but I quite like Matt's system of it's got to at least have 3 games. And I don't think I'd be willing to drop 20 quid just to play Quicks. As much as I love it, it's just not worth the price for me. But if you're on the fence and Quicks can be the one that tips you away from that, I can vouch for that. And it looks like lots of other people are vouching for Zookeeper. So yeah, it might be a good cart for some. But I've also got a Taito collection on like PS2 that I picked up years ago. That's kind of got my Taito fix, and again, that's got a copy of Puzzle Bobble as well. Funny enough. So yeah, not one I'm gonna pick up, I don't think, because it doesn't quite hit the tipping point of games that I want.
So I haven't picked up any of the Taito Arcade collections yet. I probably will, just so that I can play some of those Taito games either on a slightly bigger screen or just sort of lovingly on the VS. But of all the collections, I think that is the one that ticks the most boxes for me. And as everyone has said, it is because of Puzzle Bobble. That game would continuously sell units. So yeah, Taito 3. Blunners, where are we heading next?
Right, so there was some news. There were some dip switches for an update for Windjammers, just to make it a little bit easier. So yeah, that was in the news. Patch notes for the alpha, dip switch and AES mode support for Windjammers. Windjammers Carnov and Friends, that is, sorry. So yeah, it says here the versions of the games their own save states and each, and a dip switch update may not be compatible with existing save states. We recommend starting updated games from the play option rather than last save or loading a save. Also resolved an issue where arcade titles including Tiger, Hellion, Hours at Alcon from Turrican Arcade 1 would not load. So they've snuck a little fix in there as well.
Okay, always good to know. They've fixed some bits. Never a bad thing. Never a bad thing.
Right. So last one before we get to Dear Derek. So people start getting your questions in. Last one. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. But June carts have been teased. And I've got here. So is it Castlemania or Castlevania? How do they say it in Castlemania games in America?
Yeah, that's it.
I've sent this out. So the next made June carts apparently will be a purple cart 22, red cart 52, and something else. So it says a wave of coin op legends is about to drop. A new wave of coin op, sorry, and then legendary publisher powers up the Evercade library once again. So they just, I don't know why these guys, they done that with these carts that just dropped as well. I don't know why these guys keep seeming to get having their fingers on the pulse at the minute. Everything seems to be getting teased and leaked early. Hence why we got the controllers and they had to drop them out early. We're having to wait until September, but because it got leaked, their cards were drawn. The same I felt a little bit, which will go more into this for the members only part afterwards. But I just feel new cart day, I should not be hearing about the next lot of carts. We should all be enjoying new carts on new cart day. So all the buzz is about the new carts and what they play like and how are they. All of a sudden, we know the next lot of carts already. So before I even got Turrican in my hands, I just didn't like that. I think that was a bit. It was a bit. I don't know whether that was on purpose, but I know it was leaked from certain sources, Amazon and Castlemania again. Thanks, guys. So I was a bit gutted about that. I just feel the fact that these June carts have already been teased is mental. So yeah,
it's bizarre. It's bizarre, but there we go. It's part of the business, unfortunately. People like to know things as soon as humanly possible, which sometimes does just. Yes, correct. Cybernoid 2 is still broken.
it is. Yeah.
We will
But it arcs back to
continue.
what I said. And if Blaze Entertainment, remember they had the whole of January, they were silent. Why not talk about the Super Pocket? Yeah? Let's get that one rolling. Then the start of February, you do the first cart, the second cart later in the month. Yeah, so that you can build anticipation rather than just try and shove it all into the hat at the very last minute. So then you've got a controller, you've got a Super Pocket, you've got two cartridges. People don't really know which way to look. It's all a bit higgledy-piggledy. It doesn't show professionalism. As I say, you do it gradually and you build anticipation and excitement. As you say, no sooner if your next cart's coming through the letterbox, then bang, there you go. There's an arcade cartridge, there's a red cartridge, there's something else. And you think, well, hang on a minute, I haven't even enjoyed this yet. Yeah. You need to be very careful with that type of thing rather than, as I say, just looking at it as if you're a cash grab, So, you don't want it looking like that. You want it looking professional.
That's what I'm saying. If you had release is in a Windows, we said before, where we already you already know that GTA is coming out in September or November or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You already know that, if we'd already known this, rather than all being banged at once, I just feel it could be done better. That's all.
Yeah.
If you're releasing carts in February, then April, then June, why not do announcements of new carts in March, in May, in the months in between? You've got your own kind of rhythm already there. If they'd announced, in January, the carts, the Activision and the other one, I've forgotten. No, I've already ordered. But if they'd announced those in January, we'd be talking about them, and then you get your cart at the end of the month because you're excited about it, and it's a different cart that comes through your letterbox, but you're still, you're up on it. But like Blunner says, cart comes through your letterbox the exact same day as they're announcing brand new carts.
Yeah,
make a
and I don't want that.
No, I don't think anybody wants that, and I'm sure they don't want it, but they need to somehow grapple control back of this narrative, don't they? They need to kind of get back on the front foot when it comes to these announcements rather than letting these people wreck it for them.
Agreed. Yeah. Right.
All right, is it that part of the show?
Roll VT.
Do you have a question? Well, now's your chance. It's time to ask Derek.
Beautiful. Blunners, I'm going to hand this to you purely because I can't see. The screen's too small. And I don't have a mouse or access to any of it at all to control any of it. So
you need one of those Super Pocket magnifiers for your screen.
Yes, I do. Yes, and an officially branded Evercade mouse as well, maybe.
Yeah.
Just say this is a Dear Derek 4 sub special, by the way, 4K sub special, because that's what we hit.
Wow.
Oh, there you go. 4K.
First time. Oh no, I don't know why that hasn't been started. First time from it was all right. Dear Derek, what's your opinion on Blaze not posting in the Hyper Mega Tech social medias since December 2024?
Crikey, is it that far back?
Well, it's crackers. They opened up this sister company. As I say, so far all we've seen really is super pockets and some key rings. I would like to have seen some action figures, some models, perhaps some board games, all sorts of different things. We were all sort of super hyped for when Hyper Megatech came out. To be honest, and then there's a little appeal to Blaze is perhaps they could let me handle one of those socials, and we'll see what I can do. Because I can assure you, I could do a lot better than what's being done now with Hyper Megatech or with Funstock Games social media, which I beat on a weekly basis on my Twitter account. So let me have a go.
Ollie's still waiting. Ollie's still waiting for his Earth friend Jim statue, isn't he?
Exactly.
Where is he?
The money's burning a hole in his pocket, isn't it?
It's ready to go, mate.
Yeah, as I was saying, where we had them, I was doing a test pilot of going through our old Evercade playlist, and one of the ones was Hyper Megatech had just been announced, and Ollie was going on about that. Yeah, Earthworm Jim, and he said I'll drop on it tomorrow. And we were all like, board games are supposed to be coming out.
Yeah,
there's all kinds of stuff, and we haven't done anything. We've just had super pockets and some keychains.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you think they haven't used it because the subs aren't big enough, so they'd rather just go through
exactly. So they're just going through their main thing. You see, it takes a while to build these type of things. So it's not an overnight thing, and I don't. I think they spread themselves a bit thin, and they perhaps didn't put enough thought into it, unfortunately, which was a shame. But at the same time, I mean, I don't want to follow multiple accounts from the same company either. Really, just one will do. So perhaps that's the same conclusion they've come to.
Okay, next one is, dear Derek, what do you think the future holds with official VS analog gamepad? Will this affect the EXP?
No, I don't think it will affect the EXP. I mean, if they did do an updated one with the analog sticks, I mean, obviously that would be a good idea in the future, especially if they released, got rid of A and B and thought about putting the analogs there. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to launch alongside Doom. And I mean, all games at the moment from Blaze are all compatible with all systems. And that's how I see it going in the future. I don't see it, just certain ones being locked just to the joypad.
Yeah, well, I was thinking it's because there's going to be a VS2 or some sort of update coming, because it's been a while. We haven't had anything in such a long time. It still has, it's not even USB-C at the back.
Nice.
So I don't know whether we're going to be getting, I reckon it got leaked, that's why we know about it. I just think they haven't updated the VS in a while. I think that might be the next thing, the VS2, or they might call it something completely different. But be interesting. Next one's from Colm. Dear Derek, as the next generation of Evercade, do you think would you have online play?
It would be a great idea, to be honest. I mean, you can see what a fantastic crowd we are here on the podcast. I'm sure lots of people would tune in if we could all have a multiplayer Street Racer or, some 4-player games. Honestly, I really do. I mean, you could see like me and Ollie teaming up against, some of the panel above in like a sensible soccer or something like that. I mean, we'd have a brilliant time, wouldn't we? And all the people in the Hangout join in, and we could get a league going, and all sorts of things. And also, it'd make more sense for things like for the Turrican, ones where you can do high scores and stuff, because then we can see what each other's high scores were and try and beat them, and you could have some absolutely brilliant time. So perhaps that's something in the future players will take into consideration.
I'll say one word. It's on my latest Indie for Evercade. One game, Micro Majors Maker. And then
honestly,
we could all just gang up on Tim and kick him out like we did at Ryan's at that time. It's like allowed to slaughter.
Think of that. We'll all be making stages. we would have our own community like Mario Maker.
Amazing.
Honestly,
Yeah.
people would want to come into the ecosystem just to do that, wouldn't they? That would be amazing. Imagine getting some Bomberman on there, and we're all playing like you could do 8-player Mega Drive Bomberman, couldn't you? With us all on there and some members from the Hangout. And
Tim's favorite Bomberman. Don't mention Bomberman.
I love a bit of Bomberman.
His wife would never see him look, so it'd be worth waiting cold look. So just peace and quiet.
Next one I got is for me and Tim. Dear Tim and Blunners, is there anything you regret not buying at Bristol VGE?
Brizzle Kicks.
Have you got anything first, Blunners?
Yeah, I have. I was going to get. I forgot the guy's name. He made the Sonic stuff. His drawings are amazing. I wish I got one of them framed and signed.
Oh,
yeah. The only thing is I saw a really nice book of Final Fantasy VII posters, and it's just a whole book, but they'll pop out posters that you could pull out of the book. There's a whole collection, and they looked really nice, and it's only like 20 quid. It's like, that's really reasonable for like all these posters. And I was like, but I know it's going to end up just going in a drawer and not being put up anywhere because I don't have a space in the house which is like dedicated to all my gaming stuff. And I think I'm just going to wait until that potentially changes and I have a space I can put stuff up, and then I can put some artwork up and do it then. So it's like, I really want it, but it is just going to end up in a drawer. So I'm just not going to bother.
I've got one more.
Frank,
we interviewed Frank Gosling. That's his book there. What games weren't? It's all about games that just didn't get released. They got fully made, fully finished, and then they got the plug pulled on them. Like Daffy Duck. Was it Daffy Duck? And
it was Daffy Duck game. Yeah,
stuff like that. And
he
runs the website where he gets these games and manages to preserve them, and the website is called like Games That Weren't. So we are looking to hopefully get him on for a evening with at some point. But thing was, I couldn't find it in the bookstore. We then done our interview with him, and then I quickly ran around and bought it, and he was leaving, and I was like, no, I didn't get a chance. I would have got him to sign it for me. But yeah, what games weren't, and I think it's really good because it's just there's so many, isn't there? There's like so many that just didn't.
And I think the cool thing about that as well is in his book, it's not just about what the games are, but there's like a little story about why it didn't get released and what kind of development nightmares went on. So yeah, it's quite a cool little project he's done there. I say little project, massive project.
Massive, yeah. 7 years to do the book, and he's doing the second one at the minute, he said. Right, dear Derek, given the analog controller coming in later in the year, what games should the Evercade be releasing to really hook people in?
Well, obviously, it's going with a bit of Doom to start with. Now, obviously, that'll depend on the version they choose. I've already owned like the PS1 versions and things like that, so I don't really need those. But if it's going to go for a bit of Atari Jaguar or the Sega 32X, that would be ideal. I know a lot of people would like to see Doom 64. I'm not a massive fan of Doom 64 myself, only because obviously it's not the fastest running Doom, and also you don't have as many baddies as you have in, say, Doom 2. But it does emulate really well, so I'm sure that's an easy route for Blaze if they want. Yeah, as I say, something like the Atari Jaguar version, I really do think would blow people away. So, yeah, hopefully they've got something sneaky up their sleeves for us, and that would be absolutely fantastic for using those analog controllers. Also, of course, with obviously the company they're getting Doom from, they've got lots of other interesting things, haven't they, like Wolfenstein and things like that. So, who knows what we might see in the future? So, yeah, those floodgates could be well and truly open. So, fingers crossed.
Dear Derek, will any Mega Cat appear as Game of the Month?
Well, that again, I mean, what I would do from Blaze, obviously the end of March, ready for, I would have featured one of those.
Oh no!
I think he did.
What would you feature, Derek? What would you feature?
I think you could feature the Mega Cats as the highlight of the month, I think, and get people excited and get people buying it for sure. That would have been amazing. Yeah.
Oh,
is he back? He's back with us.
He's back.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Hopefully they've got something in store for us. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully they have. And last question. Dear Derek, what do you think the time frame would be for a portable hardware, a successor to the EXP, or perhaps a new category altogether?
Well, at the moment, Blaze's long-term plan is to keep the Evercade going for as long as they can. And that is actually from the HQ. That's their words. So, that's a good sign for us. And let's face it, there's still hundreds of thousands of games they could pull on. So there's lots of potential for the future. But yeah, I mean, obviously at some point they might want to run a successor alongside or something like that, or a completely different branch. I don't think there's any great time frame on that at the moment. They're really enjoying the Evercade and the ecosystem, and obviously the community it's built. So at the moment that's sort of the main focus. So fingers crossed. But yeah, like you, obviously I am looking down the line and hoping in the future we'll see something else to help contribute to this community.
Yeah. All right, just want to say to Andy, thank you so much. With another 5 memberships have been given out. So Triforce,
thank you.
Astro 4, Michelangelo 624, sorry. Jen Ocean Wolf, TWO, Tookie Talib, something or other, Trash Wang Instrumentals. So yeah.
What a name.
Yeah, what a name.
Oh,
so yeah, you're all now leveled up.
Thank you very much, Andy.
That brings us to the end of the show, Ollie.
It does indeed. Well, I'm glad to have been back with you all, to be honest. I know I'm sort of a little bit distant and it's not the best setup, and there was a mild trouser accident at the start, but we're getting back into the swing of this. My life is returning somewhat to normal. So I look forward to the next step with you all. And hopefully we'll have some more bits to discuss when the next episode kicks in. What are we gonna ask people to talk about in the comments?
If they've made it this far.
If you've made it this far, yeah, in the comments, put in the comment section, what is your favorite cart that is coming out and why? Which sounds like a very generic question, but I think those 2 carts that were announced have got a lot of us talking. Some of us are yes, some of us are no. So sell the cart to us in the comment section. What game on that cart is really making you want that cart? Thank you to everyone for joining along live. It's always great to see so many of you. As always, you are all incredibly welcome. Thank you for being a respectable and welcoming community. As we said, or Blana said a little bit earlier, we've hit a magic milestone. We have hit 4,000 subscribers, which is a number we never thought we'd ever hit in our funny little lockdown group that has turned into this. So thank you all so much for your support. It's greatly appreciated, and we love every single one of you that tunes in and supports the channel. So if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, because that helps us out a huge amount. Do hit the thumbs up button as well. That pushes the show into various other algorithms for people to see. Thank you everyone who's donated memberships to everyone this evening. That's so kind of you. There are some members only videos that you can now go and enjoy. And yeah, until next time, thanks to Matt and to Derek for joining us as always, and we will see you on Monday for ModCon.
Yeah.
Tuesday for ModCon. Sorry, still got a couple more Tuesdays to go yet. So Tuesday for ModCons. Thank you all so very much, and we will see you later.